So continuing the series, shaare teshuva, the gateways of repentance. Last time we began the third chapter, which talks about categories of severity, which type of mitzvot are more severe, which ones aren't as severe, things like that. And last time we did the introduction in the first category, which was the derabanan, the ruling of the rabbis. So, and we left off with the second level. So the second level of severity, Saif Tet. The second level, Omer mitzvot aseh, the severity of mitzvot aseh. So the next category is mitzvah aseh. Yesod ha-sachar v'shoresh ha-gemur, the foundation of the reward and the root of the compensation is for the service of him through the fulfillment of mitzvot aseh. כמו שנאמר ויראה מצווה הוא ישולם. It says in Mishle, one who fears mitzvah, he will be rewarded. ונאמר also says, and then about the end of days, מלאכי ושבתם וריתם וצדיק לרשע בין עובד אלוהים לאשר לא עבדו. You will then see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between the one who serves God and the one who does not serve Him. And the one who serves God will be rewarded. והעבודה היא במצוות התלויות במעשה. And the service of Hashem is the performance of mitzvot that involves a positive action. Regardless of whether those mitzvot consist of only mitzvah aseh. Or accompanied by mitzvah nisud, mitzvah prohibition, such as the mitzvah tzedakah, where it says, you shall not harden your heart or close your hand against your destitute brother, you shall surely give him. So as long as the mitzvah involves a positive act, it's in the category of service, and you're subject to great reward. But mitzvot that are purely prohibitions, like eating non-kosher and stuff like that, are not in the realm of service. Therefore, it's a smaller reward. Mitzvot avodah nishba'im b'shar avodah ve'ezat ha'el. The general mitzvah of service of Hashem will be explained with God's help. The greater ones of shaare avodah, obviously. Unfortunately, today we don't have shaare avodah. It was one of his works, I guess. But anyway, so what's the point over here? Rabbi Ronnie is telling us that one who fulfills mitzvah aseh, his reward is, he has a really great reward. Basically, Rabbi Ronnie's point over here is that, so there's a question over here. What do you get a greater reward for? If you do mitzvah aseh, if you fulfill it, or if you have a law aseh and you don't do that law aseh, don't eat non-kosher, you didn't eat non-kosher. What's a bigger reward? You did an aseh, you put on tefillin, or you kept the law aseh. So generally, Rabbi Yonah is telling us a mitzvah aseh has a greater reward than one who keeps, than the one who doesn't do a law aseh. That's what we're saying over here. Now, we might say some things in the Torah have positive and negative. For example, when it comes to giving tzedakah to a poor person, it says it in a negative way and a positive way. First, it says you shall not harden your heart. Don't be stubborn, and you have to, don't ignore him. And right after that, it says you shall surely give him. So it's lo tasin aseh. So what do we go with? It falls under the category of a mitzvah aseh. So that's the point. That's what we're talking about now. So now the idea that one receives reward for positive mitzvot is that he performs the service of Hashem, and obviously more the avoidance of the many isurim of the Torah, and that refers to your day-to-day avoidance, which is forbidden. Now Rabbi Yonah says that avoiding a prohibition when your desire is strong is the same level as what we're saying now. So there's an exception where a lo taseh will be greater than, the same level as performing a mitzvah. However, there's a circumstance where the reward for one who is careful not to violate a lo taseh reaches the same degree of reward as one who performs a mitzvah aseh. Okay, go on. For example, where the matter of sin became readily available for a man. He had a strong desire to do it. He has a strong desire to engage in these relations. Yet he overcame his yetzara and did not transgress. Since this is one of the fundamentals of fear of Hashem, that's why it's the same reward as one who doesn't respond. So everyone else telling us there's an exception. If we have a strong desire to sin, as everyone is saying, for example, you have a desire for a woman, and you have strong desire, but you're fighting. In such a case, you get a reward just like performing for a mitzvah aseh. Why? Because you actually are doing a mitzvah aseh when you're overcoming your yetzara, because you're fulfilling the mitzvah of fear of Hashem, the fear of Hashem's positive commandment, and that's why you get such a reward. Rabbi Ronnie gives another example. Similarly, someone who was presented the opportunity to become wealthy through fraud and deceit, without anyone seeing or anyone knowing about it. And nevertheless, he proceeded with integrity and with clean hands. Reward is like one who sows righteousness and exerts effort in performing mitzvah. כתוב, לא פעלו עוולה בדרכיו הלכו. So it's written in Tehillim, they have done no wrong, they have walked in his ways. Hamim Zmanam said in Yerushalmi Kiddushin, כיוון שלא פעלו עוולה בדרכיו, הלכו. Since they have done no wrong, meaning they resisted their urge to sin, they have walked in his ways, meaning that they are considered as they actively fulfill Hashem's will. We already presented to this you the explanation elsewhere, the explanation of this pasuk. So again, the bottom line is that one who overcomes his yetzara, it's a hard test, he gets the reward just like the mitzvah said. Continue. Similarly, Hakadosh said in Midrash Sheilim and in Masechet Kiddushin says, "Asher v'lo avar avera notnin lo sachar b'oseh mitzvah." One sits and he refrains from committing a sin, they reward him like one who actively performs mitzvah. It does not apply in every case, though. This refers to the case where one's confronted with the opportunity to sin and he overcame his desires. He is saved from it. And they furthermore stated regarding the pasuk, the book of remembrance was written before him for those who fear Hashem and those who give thought to his name. This refers to one who is presented with the opportunity to engage in sin. By overcoming his desires, he's saved from it. And such a person's choice is recorded in the book of remembrance before Hashem, for him to be rewarded. So, again, what we're saying over here is that when the Gemara says that one who sits and he refrains from sinning, since he does nothing but he stops himself from sinning, it's like he did a mitzvah. It only refers to when you have a strong desire for it. Because it's a pasuk that says that it's to those who fear Hashem that a book of remembrance is written. And this is talking about when someone has the opportunity to sin. And he obviously uses his Yirat Hashem to overcome it. Because if it's not such a big desire, if you don't have such desires for it, you don't really need fear of Hashem. Not a lot of fear. You don't need much fear of Hashem to overcome. Only if it's a really strong desire. So everyone now says, "Gam hashachar hazeh karo v'sodo mitzvah haseh." This reward that one is overcoming his temptation to sin is also a mitzvah haseh. For having overcome shaare by awakening himself fear of Hashem, which is the fulfillment of the mitzvah haseh. It says, Hashem your God you shall fear. So again, the point is, so everyone else says, just like what I said before, you're actually fulfilling a mitzvah haseh when you overcome your yetzara, when you have a temptation to sin. Now, so later on in the shad, which we'll get to B'ezrat Hashem today, so everyone is gonna list the severity of certain levels of certain types of sins, of mitzvot haseh and their punishments. Now obviously the more severe, the more careful one has to be about it. But when it comes to mitzvah obligations, there's no such divisions. So basically, if you pay attention have you ever heard something of reward that you'll get for doing a mitzvah aseh? Meaning, the Torah doesn't tell you the reward for someone who fulfills a mitzvah. And you could obviously ask why. That's what Rabbi Ronnie will discuss. So Rabbi said, כאבות, הווה זהי במצווה קלה כמצווה חמורה. Be careful in performing what you think is a minor mitzvah as a major mitzvah. שאין אתה יודע מתן שכרן של מצוות. Because you do not know the reward given for each mitzvah, each of the mitzvot. So you don't know which one's truly minor, which one's major. So here's the proof to my point. So Pirkei Avot says that why should one be careful in the mitzvot? When it comes to sins, it doesn't say this. Be careful with regard to a smaller lighter or big avera. Obviously, for sure, you have to do that. Of course, you be careful with any types of sin, because as we discussed earlier, if you do a lot of small sins, it could add up to a big one. But the reason that Pirkei Avot specifically says this is because you don't know the reward for each. You don't have a level. This is a great mitzvah. This is not such a great mitzvah. We don't have that. We don't know. We only have we only have a couple of examples from the Torah that actually they say the reward. So, והנה בתורה פורש מה יעשה לכל העובר על המצוות לא תעשה. Now the Torah spells out will be done to anyone who violates any of the mitzvah לא תעשה. וחולק עליהם העונשם משפטם ודעת מה לעשות בהם. And the various sinners are treated differently in terms of their punishment. The law and punishment law and ruling law must be done to them, depending on their sin. ועונשים מלכות הבאים איתה וכרת בידי שמיים והרבה מיתות בית. Possible punishments, 40 lashes, really 39 lashes. Death or karet, being cut at the hands of heaven, or one of the 4 death penalties administered by Bet Din, which is stoning, burning, sword, and choking. So we can infer, based on what the Torah says, on whatever's a worse of a punishment, we see what's worse, what sin's worse to do. מתן שמחה כל מצוות לא נתפרש בתורה. The reward given for all the mitzvah, our mitzvahs says, on the other hand, it's not spelled out in the Torah. כדי שלא יחדלו לקיים המצוות הקלות ויתעסקו בחמורות לבדנה. In order that people not refrain from doing the minor mitzvot, they'll just say hey, and occupy themselves with the major ones. Meaning they'll just say hey. If this is a small mitzvah, and you have 2 options right now. You can perform a small mitzvah or a big one. Just obviously sign an obligation. You don't need to do it. You'd rather do a bigger mitzvah than do a small one. And then no one's going to do the small mitzvahs because they have a bigger reward for the bigger ones. But there are 2 exceptions that the Torah actually does say the reward for. One, Shiluach Haken, which is sending the mother bird, and it says about, and also Kivod Abayim, honoring your parents. So the Torah says about these 2 things that the Torah promises a good and long life for these 2 things. But still, even with these, you won't know which mitzvot are in certain categories. You don't know which one's better and lower, because these are the same reward. Because something that seems to be a much harder thing. Kivud Amahem seems like it would have been a much greater reward as sending away the mother bird, but it's the same reward. So it really doesn't teach us anything about reward for mitzvah aseh. So the point again is that one. So the Torah, it says alot aseh. It says all the punishments. It says this hayav karet, hayav mita, whatever it may be. For certain sins, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. When it comes to mitzvot, Hashem doesn't tell us the reward. Why? Because Hashem doesn't want us not to keep the small mitzvot. But we don't know which is a big mitzvah and which is a small mitzvah. That's why Hashem kept it a secret, so we do all the mitzvot. So Mirna brings a mashal. So I give mashlu out there. If I maybe give a mashal for this. מעניין המלך אשר עמד העבדה ונטוע בפרדסו כל עץ נחמד. From account of a king who instructed his servants to plant in his orchard all types of beautiful trees. And he said that he would give them payment for this. He did not tell them which specific payment for each type of tree planted. He did not tell them. He told them you're gonna get paid, but he didn't say if you plant this tree good, you're gonna get this amount of money. He didn't say. He just said you're getting paid in general. We did not tell them the specific payment of each type of tree planted. Because this is because the king wanted that nothing should be lacking in his orchard. And for this reason, he gave the orders to plant it with many different species of pleasant trees. However, if his servants would know the specific payment of each tree to be planted in the orchard, then they would invest all their efforts into the trees of the orchard, planting fees higher than the others, due to the reward, to the more payment. Therefore, the king does not tell them this information. So again, the mashal goes that there's a king who tells the servants, go plant orchard trees. Says he tells them a bunch of different ones. Says you're gonna get paid for it in general. It doesn't say if you do this specific type of tree, you're gonna get more reward. This one's $5, this one's $2, whatever it may be. He doesn't tell them. Why? Because then all the other ones are gonna be bad. Since they don't know, they're gonna have to make an effort in every single one. They don't know. So they're going to make an effort for all the trees because they don't know the value of each one. So they'll be careful for each one because maybe they might make a mistake that the ones that they thought were not worth that much are actually worth a lot, and the ones that they thought were worth a lot were really nothing. So therefore they'll be careful on all types of plants. But if you specifically said it, the king specifically said it, then there's a problem. So the king's only going to have good trees that are actually planted, good orchards for the ones that he said good payment for. But the other ones are not going to really be anything because they want the money. So the Mishal Rabbeinu says, Ken and Yana mitzvot. So as regard to the mitzvot, the Torah, it conceals the reward from the mitzvah so that we could not occupy ourselves only in the specific mitzvot. Because Hashem desired to bring merit upon the Jewish people through the fulfillment of the mitzvot, that they inherit the eternal life. So that all mitzvot together will be an adornment of grace upon their heads. This will earn them the greatest reward, more than if they performed only specific mitzvot. For when their prescribed task is complete, they performed all mitzvot. The reward from him too will be complete. So again, so what the Mishal, the Marina says, that same way also Hashem does the same thing. Hashem doesn't want us to be doing. If Hashem would tell us the reward for this, you say this mitzvah gives you not so much reward, but this mitzvah, a different mitzvah, gives you a lot of reward. So you're gonna only do the mitzvot that are higher level. You won't be able to do every single mitzvah, so it's going to be a problem. But Hashem wants you to fulfill all the mitzvot, or at least as much as possible. Therefore, Hashem does not tell us the reward for each mitzvah. And you may ask why. Because why does it matter if we fulfill all the 613 mitzvot or not? Wouldn't it be better to do the better mitzvot? Why you have to do all 600, or at least all as much as possible? Because the Marina says that. So basically, when they perform all the mitzvot, you get different types of reward for all the mitzvot. And if you don't perform the other ones, the smaller ones, you're not going to get your complete reward. And Hashem doesn't want that. So it's really going in for our benefit that Hashem doesn't tell us the reward for the mitzvot. That's it. Surely you know that Chachamim said, whoever occupies himself in Torah and studying Torah, is like one who has no God. This is even so, although Hakamim said that Torah is equal to all the mitzvot. So you see that all mitzvot. So if one says, hey, I'm going to learn Torah, but I'm not going to keep any of the mitzvot, the Gemara says about him, he's like one who worships Avodah Zarah. It's a big problem. He has no God, it said. Why is he like one who has no God? Because Hashem's will that we fulfill all the mitzvot, and by you only fulfilling one of the mitzvot, you're not even keeping the purpose of learning Torah. So it's like you don't accept Hashem as God. You're learning Torah, it says, yeah, you have to make me your God. And apparently he's not keeping that. He's just learning the Torah. You get the greatest reward, okay. But still, no, it's like you have no God, the Gemara says. The reward for a minor mitzvah, meaning a mitzvah that's easy to perform, is great and wondrous. Asher lo imad v'lo yipaseh. Without measure or count. Halo tireh mitzvah shiluach haken. Surely you see regarding the mitzvah shiluach haken she'en about Torah v'lo v'zul mamut, whose fulfillment involves neither greater effort or expenditure of money. נאמר עליה למען ייטב לך והלכת ימים. So it says about it, so it will be good for you and you will have a long life. ואמרו זמנה ברכה, החכמים זמנה ברכה said, מעסיק חולין, רבי יעקב עומד, רבי יעקב says, אין לך מצווה קלה בתורה של תחיית המתים תלויה בה. You will not find even a minor mitzvah in the Torah whose reward is not tied to the era of the resurrection of the dead. שנאמר בשלוח הקן, למען ייטב לך, it says regarding שלוח הקן, so that it will be good for you. למען ייטב לך לעולם שכולו, that will be good for you in the world that is entirely good. והלכת ימים לעולם שכולו ארוך. Now you have a long life means in the world that's entirely long, which is olam haba. ומהי מצווה קלה שהיא בקיסר אמרה תורה כך. Now the Torah says regarding even minor mitzvah that involves only loss of a mother bird is worth about on each side, a small coin. Mitzvot hamurot alahat kama v'kama. How much more so for the major mitzvot that require great effort. The rewards are measurable. So Rabbi Ronnie is telling us that even for a minor mitzvah, meaning a mitzvah is easy to perform, there's nothing to sacrifice. And he gives the example of Shiluach HaKen. What do you have to sacrifice? Do you need money? Do you have to you spend money? Do you need a lot of effort? Is it something that's hard to do? Not really. Simple mitzvah. And you see the great reward you get for it. So the point is that in this world, that the reward for that is you have this world. You have good olam. Not only do you have a long life in this world, but you also have olam haba for this. So you see that even a minor mitzvah has a tremendous amount of reward. So how much more so for a major mitzvah? סעיף י"א, עתה נדבר בעניין עונש ביטול מצוות עשה. Now we'll discuss the punishment one may receive for neglecting mitzvot עשה. So you may say, okay, I don't want to perform the mitzvah says. But guess what? You get punished if you don't perform them. Now here now is going to list a couple of mitzvot aseh that one doesn't do. The punishments. אמרו זמנה ברכה, חכמים זמנה ברכה said, מעשה חולין, אם יזהירו את האיש לעשות סוכה או לולב ואינו עושה, that the bet din exhorts a person to perform the mitzvah of taking the lulav and does not perform it, מכין אותו עד שתצא נפשו. They strike him until the spirit leaves him. Meaning to say, so let's say someone, Beti tells him you have to do the mitzvah of dwelling in sukkah or shaking the lulav, does not perform it, they could hit him. It doesn't mean until he dies. It means until he becomes weak. His spirit leaves him, not his soul, his spirit. ואמרו, החכמים said, מסכת ראש השנה, כי האנשים אשר לא הניחו על ראשם תפילין מעולם, that those people who have never done tefillin upon their head, הם הנקראים פושעי ישראל בגופם. It's called transgressors of Israel who sin through their bodies. וענשם חמור מן ההווה פעם אחת על חיובי כריתות מיתות בית דין, and their punishment is even greater than the one who commits a sin punishable by karet or capital punishment. And this refers to someone who doesn't wear tefillin out of the disdain for the mitzvah. ואמרו כל שעוונותיו מרובין מזכויותיו. Hachamim said also there that anyone who has more sins than merit, among those sins is a sin of the category of transgressors of Israel who sin through their bodies, such as if he never put on tefillin, or if he has more sins than merit. The sins include a sin of transgressions of the nations of the world through their bodies. The first two regular transgressions such as arayot. יום הדין יודעים לגיהינום ונידונים שם 12 חודש. In either case, he'll suffer their fate, which is that day on the day of judgment. And they will be sent to Gehinnom, and they will be punished for 12 months. After 12 months, their bodies will be consumed and their souls will be burnt. And a wind will scatter their ashes under the soles of the feet of the righteous. Says in Malachi, and you will trample the wicked, for they will be ash under the soles of your feet. So again, the point that one who never put on tefillin on his head is called a transgressor of Israel since their body. And his sin and his punishment is worse than one who has the punishment of karet. And stuff like that. As Hachamim said. So Hachamim also said that one who has more sins than merits, then and among those sins is the transgressors of Israel through their bodies is the one of tefillin, such as if you never put on tefillin, as we're saying, or if it's transgressions of the nations of the world. It's called that because it doesn't only apply to Jews, it applies also to the nations. It also applies to Goyim. They'll suffer their fate, and what happens? They go to Gehinnom, punished there for 12 months. After that, their bodies will be consumed and their souls will be burnt. And their wind will scatter under the ashes of the soles of the feet of the righteous. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean that you'll be scattered under the feet of the righteous? Why? What's exactly happening? Basically, the wind that scatters the ashes of these sinners is a spirit of mercy, and a crucial emanating from Hashem. It removes them from further pain and suffering. So it's really something that Hashem's having mercy on them. That instead of suffering Gehinnom, the ashes. What do the ashes refer to? I mean, the ashes refers to the why does he have ashes remain? Why isn't he just completely destroyed? Simply because he's actually still partially a tzaddik in a way. He has some part of his soul that's actually good. After suffering Gehinnom, he gets rid of the majority. Now he just has a tiny bit of he got rid of the majority. Now he just has a tiny bit left. And what that's more remainder, he gets attached to a righteous soul. Because he has some. Why does he get attached to the soul of a Sadiq? Because he has some type of connection to it. And obviously, that since he's a small part of a right, he just gets attached to the righteous soul, so he could compare it to actions. That's on the bottom of one's foot, but it's only a tiny part of it. So that's what we mean when we say that you be scattered under the feet of the righteous. It's good to know. So now we go to the next one. If someone takes the mitzvah obligation lightly, ואמרו, החכמים said מפרקי אבות, כי מי אשר תקע בעיניו מצווה עשה, anyone who views a particular mitzvah עשה as insignificant כמו המבזה חולו של המועד. For example, he mocks the requirement to avoid performing מלאכה on חול המועד, שיש בו מצוות עשה שנאמר את חג המצוות לשמור, which has a source of mitzvah obligations and says to observe the festival of Matzot for 7 days. Although they possess Torah and Maasim Tovim, they have no share in the world to come. So if you look at, you take a mitzvah, says lightly. So you mock it, let's say for like the example they give, you're supposed to try to avoid doing melacha. Say, what's the big deal? Even if though you have many good deeds, you have a lot of Torah, not only that, in addition, every mitzvah obligation is subject to general prohibition, meaning one who neglects the mitzvah is also violating law ta'aseh. My law ta'aseh it says, the entire word that I command you that you should observe to do, you shall not add to it, and you shall not detract from it. And by failure to perform mitzvah, apparently according to the Biruna, is called a detraction. So basically according to the Biruna, although there are other opinions, the Torah says you shall not add and subtract to mitzvah. When it says subtract, it also means, it refers to one who doesn't perform a mitzvah, say he's taking away from the Torah. He says, I don't want to perform this mitzvah, say, so that's subtracting from the Torah, according to that Biruna. Others say this refers to only if he performs the mitzvah, but he intentionally leaves out the mitzvah, meaning that, for example, he leaves out one of the 4 species of Sukkot. He puts lulav, he doesn't have all the 4 things. That's a part of when you shake the lulav. So that would be subtracting, according to that. Or another, alternatively, Averina is referring to where when he denies a mitzvah, he rejects it, he says, this is not really a mitzvah, it's all fake. It's not a part of the Torah. So that would be subtracting from the Torah. That's what it also could be referring to. פסק י"ב וקיום מצוות עשה נקרא יראת שמיים. The fulfillment of the mitzvah עשה is considered expressions of fear of Hashem. כמו זהירות במצוות לא תעשה. Just as being careful with regard to לא תעשה, this is an expression of one fear to heaven. כי נאמר בבני זאבה תקום וידעת פני זקן ויראת מאלוקיך אני השם. Says in Vayikra, you shall rise in the presence of the elderly person and honor the presence of a Hakam, and you shall fear God, I am Hashem. And this refers to the mitzvah obligation to stand up for an old person or Talmid Hakam. And this, for some reason, has a connection with the fear of Hashem. So that this teaches us that there's a connection when you perform the mitzvah by, for example, standing up for an older person or a Talmid Hakam. It has to do with fearing Hashem. That's why it's next to each other. Because while the fear of heaven is usually understood as the force that keeps you from sinning, Rabbeinu is teaching us here that also fulfilling mitzvot also shows that you're fearing Hashem. It doesn't refer to the punishment that you get. That you feel the awe of Hashem. That also could be fear of Hashem. It's not just fearing the punishments. You could also fear the awe of Hashem, the presence of Hashem, fear. It says in Tehillim, I'll teach you the fear of Hashem. Also says after that, to turn from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. Other words, this is all included in fear of Hashem. Meaning that, what does it mean to fear Hashem? It also means to seek peace, pursue it, do good, turn from evil. That's including the fear of Hashem. Lamadnu mizeh, we can infer from this, ki mi she'eno mitasek ba'asiyat hatov v'akashat shalom, that one who does not occupy himself with doing good and seeking peace, meaning doing mitzvot aseh, efer yirat shamayim, violated having fear of Hashem. Who mean Hashaim? He's considered to be among the wicked. Ki lo yareh Elokim. He's not, because he does not fear God. And those who do not fear God are called wicked. Shene'emar v'tov lo yiyeh l'rasha v'lo yareh shamim kaseh l'Hashem enenu yareh l'fnei Elokim. As it says, but for the wicked, it will not dwell in, will not live long, like a fleeting shadow, because he does not fear God. So the point is that one who does not do what the Rabbi Melech meant when he said doing good and seeking peace, meant mitzvah aseh, performing mitzvot aseh, that apparently means it has to do with fearing Hashem. And if you don't do mitzvot aseh, it's just like you're fearing Hashem. And if you don't fear Hashem, then you're considered you are a rasha. Because the pasuk says that a rasha will not be well. A rasha is not going to be well because he does not fear Hashem. That means that a rasha does not fear, is considered, someone who doesn't fear Hashem is considered a rasha. So lists another number of examples of importance of mitzvah obligations that are widely neglected. Among the mitzvah obligations, there are some that are more stringent. Shaino yet the masses are not careful in them. For example, mentioning the name of Hashem in vain. It says, Hashem regard, you shall fear. Said in Masech Teruma, Ki Uzahanu, we are commanded by this pasuk not to mention the name of Hashem without a purpose. So we're not saying that there are mitzvah said that people are they're not careful about. Like they say Hashem's name in vain. Meaning that they say, besides for praying or saying words of Torah, they're saying Hashem's name in vain when they're not allowed to. And this is, it's not allowed by a mitzvah aseh. So it says that Hashem Elokecha tira, you fear Hashem your God. Even though it's mitzvah aseh, it's we still see that's actually, by saying that you should fear Hashem, we see that you should not use Hashem's name without a purpose. Similarly, performing acts of kindness, which is commandment, it's a way of mitzvah aseh. שנאמר והודעת להם את הדרך כתשובה, says in Shemot, and you shall make known to them the path which they should go. זה גמילות חסדים. This refers to גמילות חסדים. אמרו גדולה, גמילות חסדים, יותר מן הצדקה. החכמים said, performing acts of kindness is greater than charity. שהצדקה לעניים. For charity is only given to the poor. Gemilut hasadim ben aniyim ben lashim. While acts of kindness can be given both to the poor and the wealthy. Al ken amru. For this reason, okay, it said in Pirkei Avot, the world depends on three things: Torah, ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut hasadim. Torah, service to Hashem, and gemilut hasadim, acts of kindness. So another really important mitzvah that people don't do as much, gemilut hasadim, they don't do kindness. And it says in a way of mitzvah aseh, it says, and you shall make known to them the way that they should go, which the Gemara says refers to acts of kindness. And Hamim said, I think it's that performing acts of kindness is actually greater than giving tzedakah. Why? Why doing kindness in general is better than tzedakah? Because tzedakah can only be given to a poor person. You give money to a poor person, a rich person doesn't need your money. But a kindness could be done to anyone, whether he's poor or rich. And that's why the Mishnah Pirkei Avot says the world depends on three things, and one of them is kindness. Because without kindness, you can't run a proper world, for the poor or the rich. Consider another point. Tzedakah is performed only with one's money. Well, acts of kindness could be performed either with your body or your money. Meaning, tzedakah can only be done with money. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be your body. You could help someone carry things, I don't know. Or it could be with money. כחייב האדם לטרוח בדרישת טוב לעמו. For a person is obligated to exert effort in seeking the good of of his people, his fellow Jews. תזכור ואמר נפשו על תקנת חברו, and to be constantly preoccupied with improving his fellow's well-being. Even down being mashir, whether that person is poor or wealthy, וזאת מן המצוות החמורות או מן העיקרים הנדרשים מן האדם. This is one of the most important mitzvot, and it's among the fundamental requirements placed upon a person. הגיע לך האדם מה טוב ומה השם דורש ממנו כי אם אסור משפט ואהבה. חסד. Says in Mikta, he's informed you, oh man, what is good and what Hashem requires of you, only to do justice and to love kindness. So I bear not saying not only that, so giving tzedakah is only with one's money, but doing kindness could be with your body or your money. Because a person is obligated to make an effort to do good for his people, the Jews. He has to always say, make sure he's feeling okay, whether he's poor or rich, doesn't matter. You have the same obligation. And it's one of the most important spots to do kindness. Because that's why it says in Micha that this is what he has informed of you, to only do justice and love kindness, and that's something said in general, meaning it's really important. So again, the Ronnie continues. Similarly, it's a mitzvah for a person to conduct himself beyond the letter of the law. Inform them of in the deeds that they should do. Said in that if a person is still going beyond the letter of the law. ויש בעניין זה דרכים רבים אשר תהיה בהם המצווה הזאת מן החמורות. There are many scenarios whereby this mitzvah will be among the most important mitzvot. הכל לפי עניין הדין. It depends on the particular law. Because under certain circumstances, the requirement to go beyond the letter of the law is more pressing. כמו שהינו סעונה הלכה, חכמים סעונה הלכה said, לא חובה ירושלים אלא שהעמידו בדבריהם על דין תורה. Yerushalayim was destroyed only because they limited their matters to the law of Torah. ולא התנסו בפנים משורת הדין. They did not go beyond the letter of the law. So, the Ronnie is saying similarly. So another important mitzvah to do is to go beyond the letter of the law. Do more than what the Torah tells you to do. And deeds, because it says, inform them of in the deeds that they should do. Those deeds is going beyond the letter of the law. And I've been saying over here that going beyond the letter of the law in certain scenarios would be actually one of the most important mitzvot, the greatest mitzvot to do. Because we see that the Beit HaMikdash was one of the reasons it was destroyed because they did not go beyond the letter of the law in the Torah. They kept the Torah, but they did not go beyond the letter of the law. So we see sometimes that it's really severe to keep to go beyond the letter of the law in the Torah. There are many people among the masses חושבים כי אין עיקר העבודה והפסד הנפש להוציא בעבירות שיש בהם מעשה, who mistakenly believe that the actual ruin and loss to one's soul occur only as a result of transgressions, which involve a negative action. וכי אין העבודה מוות אלא איש אשר הוא טהור מחתו במעשה. And there is no ruin or death for a man who is free from sinning through action. ודרך העבירות לא הלך, and has avoided walking the path of sinfulness. והאדם מהעשות מעשים טובים, who has failed to perform מצוות ומעשים טובים. So these individuals are wrongly believe that the lack of mitzvah performance will not contribute to your spiritual destruction. They not do any lotases. So they're not saying there are people who say, there's nothing's gonna happen to me if I don't perform a mitzvah. So it's only optional. It's not true. You will be punished also for not performing mitzvot. That's it. You say, but I didn't do the lotases. I kept the lotases. I didn't do them. They'll be surprised when they come to the next world that they have a lot of sins. Therefore it is incumbent upon us to pour understanding to those misguided spirits and teach them that this is false. יוצר הקדוש ברוך הוא העבודה הזרה וגילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים. הקדוש ברוך הוא overlooked the sin of עבודה זרה, עריות, and murder, spilling blood, ולא ביטל על עוון ביטול תורה. But he did not overlook the sin of neglecting ביטול Torah. So when the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, So for temporarily Hashem overlooked the sin of Avodah, the three biggest sins you could do. But Bitul Torah, Hashem did not overlook. And that's the reason the first Beit HaMikdash destroyed. יעבדו כשם שזכת תלמוד תורה גדול מכל המצוות. Gamil also said that just as the reward for Torah study is greater than the reward for all the other mitzvot, so is the punishment for neglecting Torah study than all the other sins. And they further said, כי דבר השם בזה ואת מצוותו היפה תקרא את הנפש ההיא עוונה בה. He scorned the word of Hashem and violated his commandment. That person will surely be cut off. His sin is upon him. כי זה נאמר על מי שאפשר לו לעסוק בתורה ואינו עוסק. That this is said about one who is able to study Torah and does not do so. So everyone is saying also, one who does Bitul Torah, just like the reward of Bitul Torah, Talmud Torah, actually learning Keneged Kulan, is corresponding to all the mitzvot. The same way, Bitul Torah is the opposite. It's equal to all the averot. And obviously this refers to, we're talking about where one has the opportunity to learn but he doesn't. We already mentioned all this for you with Shara Torah, another one, the Shaare, we don't have today. unfortunately. Say Kidval Masanu Benyana She Sedom, finds regard to people of Sedom. שהיו רעים וחטאים להשם מאוד וכמה עלילות נשחטות, that they were extremely wicked and sinful to Hashem, to a corrupt number of corrupt practices, כמו גזע וחמאס ועימות הדין וגילוי עריות, such as theft, extortion, corruption of justice, and immorality. ואם כל זה השקיע כתוב כי יעזו ונשמדו כאהבו מיטול הצלקות. All this, the verse tells us, it indicates that they were destroyed and annihilated due to the sin of neglecting the practice of charity. The sin you has killed, behold, this was the sin of Sedom, your sister. She and her daughters had pride, abundance of bread, and peaceful serenity. But you did not strengthen the hand of the poor and the needy. So the consequence for not doing the mitzvah of Hesed, that Hashem actually punished Sedom. What do you think Hashem punished the Sedom for? Sedom had many sins. They stole. They had no justice, immorality. In spite of all this, the reason that they were actually destroyed is they didn't do kindness. Out of all those things, kindness. And thanks for not giving tzedakah and doing kindness, they got destroyed. As it says that, why will say don't destroy? Because they didn't give their bread to the poor. The warrior people do not arrange their thoughts so as to contemplate the fear of Hashem. It says, the fear of me is as men commanded us by rote. Therefore, behold, I'll continue to perform more wonders against his people, wonder upon wonder. Great wondrous punishments. מדוע דרך שהיין סליחה וגומר חיילות אתה בפיהם ולרחוב מקבלותיהם. It's also stated regarding such people, why is the way of the wicked prosper? You are closed to their mouths, but distant from their thoughts. Meaning that their fear of you is mere lip service. They just say it with their mouth, but really, they don't actually mean it inside. They just say it. Therefore, they are far from fear of Hashem. And it says about people who are distant from Hashem, for behold, those removed from you shall perish. So Baron is telling us over here, so if one does not fulfill the mitzvah of fearing Hashem, so you do not contemplate fear of Hashem, so Hashem says about this person, I'll keep on making wonders, wonder upon wonder in a negative way. You have wonders and punishments. Also says about them that they will, that they're distant from Hashem, meaning those who just say Hashem with their mouth, now I fear Hashem with their mouth, they don't really mean it. They, as David HaMelech says in Tehillim, such people who don't fear Hashem, they perish. Shall be removed and perish. Sorry, Zayin. Without לפי גודל המצווה יגדל העונש מנשגדל לעשותה. The severity of the punishment for one who neglects to perform a mitzvah increases according to the magnitude of the mitzvah. אף על פי שאינו עושה מעשה בהפרתה. In the one who does not do anything to violate the mitzvah, but merely refrains from performing it, כמו שעשינו במצוות הפסח ובמצוות המילה. You also find the mitzvah pesach, being korban pesach and the mitzvah sherik milah, shehe mitzvot aseh ve'esh b'hem karet. Which are mitzvah obligations, yet they are subject to karet if they don't do it. So, Rabbi is saying. So he's saying, according to the magnitude of the mitzvah, the punishment increases. So even though he did not violate it, he just doesn't do it, it doesn't matter. He's still going to get punished for it. Like Brit Milah, you get punished for it. If you didn't bring a Pesach offering, you also get punished for it. I have karet. סעיף ז' ודע כי המעלות העליונות נמסרו לנו במצוות עשה. Know that the lofty spiritual virtues, מעלות, that we must try to acquire were imparted to us through mitzvah obligations, כמו מעלות הבחירה. For example, virtues associated with choosing good over evil, שנאמר בחרת בחיים says דברים, you shall choose life. ומעלות תלמוד תורה, the virtues associated with תלמוד תורה, שנאמר בת הבא, it says you shall speak of them. ומעלות ללכת ולדרכי השם, the virtues associated with following the ways of Hashem, שנאמר ולעשה בדרכיו, it says you shall go in his ways. ומעלות שלמות הביטחון, and the virtues associated with perfect trust in Hashem, שנאמר תמים תהיה עם השם אלוקיך, it says you shall be wholehearted with Hashem your God. ומעלות תתבונן בגדולת Hashem, also included among these virtues, the virtues associated with contemplating the greatness of Hashem, שנאמר ידעת היום והשבעת את אלוהיך כי השם הוא האלוקים ולומד. It says you shall know this day and take your heart that Hashem he is God in the heaven above and on the earth below, and there is no other. ודוד אמר, according to David HaMelech says, Hashem Shamayim, Yishkiv al Bnei Adam, from heaven, Hashem gazed upon mankind, לראות היש והמשכיל דורש את האלוקים. See, there exists a thoughtful person who seeks out God. זכרון, הגדה והתבונן בהם. Also included is the virtues associated with qualities of kindness and contemplating them. שנאמר לקואדים גובה. Since you shall remember the entire road which Hashem, God led these 40 years. You fed your man, your garment did not wear out, etc. ונאמר וידעת אם אלוהיך כי כאשר יעשה איש את בנו השם אלוקיך ויחסרך. Further says, we must look up those years Hashem led us like a loving father would. It says, you should know that our heart is just as a father chastised his son, Hashem, your God, chastised you. With David Amar V'Iboneo Aseh Hashem. Similarly, David HaMelech said in Tehillim, and they will contemplate the kindness of Hashem. ונאמר, כי עשיך לנגד עיניי. Similarly, it says, for your kindness is before my eyes. Also, good among these lofty virtues is the virtues associated with cultivating holiness. שנאמר them, it says, you are to sanctify yourselves and you are shall become holy. The virtues associated with service to Hashem, שנאמר אותות האבות, says דברים, Hashem shall you serve. ומעלות היראה, the virtues associated with fear of Hashem, שנאמר את Hashem אלוקיך תירא, says Hashem your God you shall fear. מעלות האהבה, the virtues associated with having love of Hashem, שנאמר ואהבת את Hashem אלוקיך, it says you shall love Hashem your God. ומעלות הדבקות, and the virtues associated with cleaving to Hashem, שנאמר ובו תדבק, and it says and to him you shall cleave. And what does it mean to cleave to Hashem? Some explain it means to connect, to attach yourself to God. That's how you attach yourself to Hashem. Others say that actually means the literal sense that one should always have his thoughts as if Hashem's, always think about Hashem. Each of these virtues have several levels within it. As we explain of God's heart. So all these things, Rabbeinu says, basically, all these ma'alot that we must strive, all these ma'alot that we have to strive to mitzvah obligations, like choosing good over evil, ma'alot choosing good over evil, and it says you choose life, things like that. So all these important areas of service of Hashem is also mitzvot aseh. That's the whole point over here. All that was mentioned. Said choosing good over evil, contemplating the greatness of Hashem. Also calling His kindness and contemplating them, and also holiness. Also, and yeah. That's the point. So the purpose of acquiring these virtues that man was created, as it says, all who are called by my name and who am I created for my glory. Accordingly, what hope is there for the created man? The design devoted his intense effort and primary involvement to those matters for what was he created. And for all these ma'alot, a person was created, and they are actually mitzvot aseh. And when one acquires these levels of spirituality and expresses them in their daily life, it brings glory to Hashem. And that's what the Pasuk says. All are called by my name and whom I created for my glory. By glory, I mean by performing what Hashem wants us to do, glorifying His name. This is what you're created for. Thank you. See, the Torah spells out punishment for neglecting mitzvah. Since Devarim curses he who will not uphold the words of the Torah to perform them. The fact that the Pasuk says to perform them means It was stated with regard to neglecting the performance of mitzvot. That's what it means to perform them. Side tet. ולדעת כי נתחייב הנברא להיות שיר נאמן ועבד משכיל בכל מלאכת עבודה אדוניו. Know the obligation upon every creature to be faithful ambassador and a wise servant in regard to all aspects of service of his master. והפועל הנאמן יהיה מהיר במלאכתו. The faithful worker does his job with alacrity and skill. Will oversee the work of his fellow workers as well. His eyes are on their ways to see if they are performing their work faithfully. And they warn them not and inform them regarding the actions that they are required to do. But his desire will be is that his master's work will be done without error. He therefore provides support, encouragement to those who are engaged in melacha. Cursed is the one who will not uphold the words of the Torah. And the Torah, a person who studies Torah and revives his learning, so others and fulfill the Torah. He has the ability and the resources to support others who are engaged in Torah mitzvot. Does not support them. He's included with the success cursed be he will not uphold the words of his Torah. Mirna is telling us that so one's supposed to fulfill it's an obligation to fulfill what his servant a servant is supposed to fulfill what his master wants. And with as much skill as possible, and Hashem's watching to see if you're performing your job faithfully or not. And he warns them if if a person sees that the other workers, the other servants are not doing what is proper, they'll warn him. And therefore we don't want any of us to be sinning and not doing what our master tells us, what Hashem tells us. And therefore, this is what it could be compared to. That's why you have the obligation, when you see someone sinning, to help him out and tell him what's wrong, that's wrong what he's doing, because if you want to do your work, the job faithfully, you want the king, you want Hashem, you want the master to be happy that we're doing, make sure that we're doing the job right. If you see someone doing it wrong, you don't want the job to be done wrong, so you tell them that you're doing something wrong here. As our Hamim said, a person is one who will not uphold the words of the Torah, meaning a person, the pasuk says, "Cursed be he who will not uphold the words of the Torah." And this means that a person who studied and reviewed his Torah and taught it to others, fulfilled the Torah, but he has the ability and the resources to support others or engage in Torah mitzvot, does not support them. Does not support them, and this person he's including this pasuk that says, "Cursed is him who does not uphold the words of the Torah." Say, among those mitzvot that are very severe, they are sometimes ignored. The commandment will not litigate in the courts of the goyim. It says, these are judgments which will be placed before them. Hachamim explained, before them, the Jewish Beit Din, not before the goyim Beit Din. The sinners transgress this commandment. We already spoken elsewhere regarding the pathways of death that are involved in this sin. So, Rabbeinu said, telling us about, now he's back to the subject of severe mitzvot and punishment and things that people often ignore, severe and they don't realize. One of them, also we unfortunately see today, that Jews are going to secular courts, they're going to boyish courts, not Jewish courts. And we've already spoken that Rabbeinu already said elsewhere the severe punishments of this. And people tend to transgress this as well. With regard to neglecting the requirement of reverence for one's father and mother, Shehi mitzvah aseh, it's a mitzvah aseh. It says, curses the one who degrades his father or mother. Degrade means that he disrespects him and violates the requirement of reverence to him. Said, every man that your mother and father shall make revere. Shall you revere? What is this reverence? It means the one who is not. One should not sin in his father's place. Not contradict his words. Or nor offer an opinion that debates what your father is wrong. Meaning, so I'm saying that. So there's so another great mitzvah aseh, kivod avayim is mitzvah aseh. There's two mitzvah asehs. One, the actual fear, and one to honor them. What it means to fear your father and mother is that one should not disrespect them, and things like that. And that means not sitting in your father's place. Don't contradict them. Don't whatever it may be. Honoring them means like standing up for them, respecting them, helping them. That's what it means to respect, to honor them. Saying Chabit, mitzvot tefillin, mitzvot mezuzah, mitzvot aseh, the mitzvah tefillin, mitzvah mezuzah, mitzvah obligation. And now and they are included accepting upon ourselves the sovereignty of Hashem. Which is why they are written in the parasha of Shema Yisrael, which talks about accepting Hashem's sovereignty. From here, this you can infer to the extent of the punishment of one who neglects these mitzvot. He is in effect breaking the yoke of Hashem's sovereignty and disconnecting his reign, which is a serious offense. already spoken the severity of these mitzvot. So Rabbeinu now saying over here, mitzvah tefillin, mezuzah, they're also important mitzvah obligations. And this is accepting the sovereignty of heaven. And that's why it's written inside our tefillin and mezuzah. We have Shema, which talks about this. And here you see that one who neglects these mitzvot is breaking the yoke of Hashem's sovereignty and disconnecting its reign. That's the point. גם מצוות בסיסי, עמלו זמנה ברכה, מספר, רואה מצווה בסיסי, החמש זמנה ברכה עשה לספר, שהסיסית מוספת קדושה, הסיסית increases the wearer's holiness. שנאמר נאמן תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי וייתם קדושים ולא ככם. Says regarding this Torah, Bamidbar, they remember and perform my commandments and be holy to your God. When it talks about over there, when it's talking about Sisi, in the spot Sisi, it says be holy to your God, meaning when you wear it, it makes you holier. וגם תהיה מצווה סיסית תבעתי על מי שיש לו ובגד אשר לא עבר כנפות now, although the command for Sisi applies to one who has a four-cornered garment, ואם לא בגד בזה אינו היה וכמותו, and if one does not have such a garment, he's not obligated to buy one so he could attach Sisi to his wearing cloth. אף גם זאת, nevertheless, עמלו זמן הרכה, גם זמן הרכה said, מנחות, כי העלות שהענש לעיתו בשרה, and in times of trouble, one will surely be punished for lack of this teshuvah. הדבר אשר לא חמה בלבו יופיע המצווה ושרה. This is due to the fact that they do not desire in his heart the beauty of the mitzvah and its reward. לבעבוד, סביר בעיני דבר נאורה עליו. So as to bring about the obligation upon himself, that kahat lo beged keish lo alba kenafot asot lo sisiya al kenafav, to purchase four-cornered garment in order to make himself a sisiya on his clothing. So we're not saying although mitzvah sisiya is it's optional, it only applies if you buy a four-cornered garment. You could choose not to buy one. So if you're in a time of danger and you're not wearing sisi, you could actually get punished for not wearing sisi, because this is due to the fact that he did not desire in his heart the beauty of the mitzvah and its reward. He did not bring this obligation upon himself, and therefore, since he did not make himself obligated in it, he's saying, it's not a big deal, this mitzvah. He takes it lightly. Purchase a four-cornered garment and to perform the mitzvah. Same chahino, and shaare teshuvah Hashem. Know that one who fears the word of Hashem, yachmir v'dakteh, yasir nafsho v'chapot, will be stringent and conscientious, placing his life in his hand. Kemo Hamura, for fulfilling minor mitzvah, just as fulfilling major mitzvah. Ki lo yas Nabitel Hashem mitzvah azot kala le'omat hamitzvot ha'hamurot. Just because he does not look at the fact that this mitzvah is minor in relation to the more strict mitzvah. Where he looks at the greatness of the one who actually commanded us to perform it. So, Rabbeinu says over here, even though, yes, it's true, I have said that all the punishments for not performing these mitzvot, one should be able, just by the fact of realizing, he doesn't look at how small the mitzvah is. It's not a big deal. It's not a big punishment. What's the big deal? Well, I don't care then. You shouldn't look at that. You're supposed to look at the greatness of the one who actually made that mitzvah. Although it's not, you don't have such a big punishment for it, it's still a big deal. Because if the President of the United States were to make a law, and even though you don't have such a big punishment for it, I don't know, maybe you parked in a restricted area and not allowed to park there. So you still wouldn't do it, because you know who made that law? It's not some random guy, it's the president, you know? So you wouldn't do it. Or how much more so when it comes to our shit. So you don't look at, it's not a big deal, not much is gonna happen to me, it's not such a big fine if I don't do the mitzvah. And you have to look at the greatness of he's the one who said to do it, who commanded us to do it. Open your eyes and see well, that the valuable principle is spelled out in the Torah itself. Concerning regard to the seemingly minor mitzvah of rising for an old person, just as it says in the points of mitzvot, revering one's father and mother, and observing Shabbat. It concludes with the words Ani Hashem, Am Hashem. Perush, it means Sim Lebecha Veda, Mia Hamsavecha, Ve'amasicha. Pay attention and know who is commanding you, warning you about the mitzvah, even if it seems minor. Ani Hashem, Am Hashem. So what everyone is basically saying, why does it say after the fact to rise before an old person, which seems like a minor mitzvah, it says after that, Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. If it's small mitzvah, why do you care? As Hashem's teaching us over here, this doesn't just apply with this, it applies to any small mitzvah. Just like it says, I am Hashem for the big things, keeping Shabbat, honoring your parents, things like that. It says after that, I am Hashem. To teach you, it should be treated the same way. Don't look at it's not such a big deal. Look at the fact that I am Hashem. Look at me. Look at the greatness of Hashem. So, the very not concludes, sums it up, and conclude with this, that I both mina mitzvot, asher הרבה מן העם הנמצאים בעדות ישראל יד מעשותם. A majority of the mitzvot that many people in generation not adequately perform. המנוע אל מקום זה נוצר לכל העם לעשה ולעשה. We have brought together the section of this work dedicated to the discussion of each of these mitzvot. Bring them close to you. Bind them to the tablet of your heart. So Ronnie just said, something's up. Majority of the mitzvot many people of this generation do not perform. So, the Ronnie says, over here we have all of this severity of these mitzvot aseh. So, not only to spread it to other people, but also to yourselves. So, B'ezrat Hashem, next time, we'll continue with the third level of severity, which is mitzvot lo ta'aseh, which is the higher level. Right after that.